All right, there it is. Off to the dishwasher, ladies and gentlemen. They do great work. Stuffed pepper soup, little chicken salad, staying the course, eating healthy. But when I talk to Art Mangie, I love to talk food. That's what he specializes in. You got a big breakfast coming up for 200 people. How does one cook for 200 people for breakfast? I know very carefully, but what do you do in a case like that? That's a lot of people to cook breakfast for that early in the morning.
You use your little Gazinta machine.
Really? Bada-bing-da-ding-da-ding-da-ding.
You figure everything out, and you just make it work. And you know they're going to eat at 7:45. We'll be in here at 6 o'clock.
I've often wanted to talk to you about volume. I go back to my days with the great Joe Ciro at Ciro's Top of the Mall. When the Skyliners would be there on a Friday night, we were turning the room over 3 times. It was all about volume. Angelo Parekas, all the folks in the kitchen doing what they were doing. And for you folks from Beaver County, you'll recognize some of those names. They meant a lot to me and still do today. But how do you cook for that many people? I mean, you got to be conscious at all times of where the potatoes are, where the meat is, where's the salads, what's for dessert.
You got to be able to rotate things out. We have 3 convection ovens, double stacked, so we really have 6 ovens. You can get 5 racks in an oven. You know, you got to be able to time your potatoes. So when you time your potatoes, the sausage, you know, you throw the sausage in. So you're pulling your potatoes, and let's say it takes 10 minutes to pan up potatoes after they're cooked. Then hopefully after that your sausage is coming up. Fortunately, we have what they call Carter Hoffmans, which are just hot boxes.
Right.
So you know you can load food up into there for about an hour, and it keeps it hot. And it will keep, if you wrap it with Saran wrap, it will keep the sausage moist. If you don't wrap it, it will keep the potatoes dry and things like that. So there's a lot of games you got to play.
When you go out to the restaurant of choice, and I'm sure you've been here, but you and your lovely bride like to go elsewhere, what upsets you the most? What do you see that you would never let happen in your kitchen, and you actually have learned from seeing stuff fail elsewhere to not let it fail here?
I'll be honest with you. We went out, we had some errands to do on Labor Day. And I said, let's just go out for a little sandwich and a drink.
Right.
And so we went someplace, and they had a drink special. And I said to the waitress, I says, what's in that drink special? She didn't know. And then I said to her, can you go find out?
Yeah, know your product.
Then something else I asked her, she didn't know. And I says, can you go find out? And it was...
How many times? Right.
3 times.
Was she struck out then?
No. I mean, you know, just bring my food, leave me alone so I can have time with my wife, but watch me if I want something, because I'll point, you know what I'm saying? And you know, she's still got 20%.
What's your advice saying 20%? Good. That's what it is, 20%. I usually give 15.
Cheap.
Well, I know. I'm sorry. In the old days, I used to basically pay.
I'll
for
tell you what,
dinner.
if you were still working at Ciro's, I guarantee you'd be tipping 20.
Yeah, I know. Those were the days, folks. Where is that place, man? That was such a golden place.
That was a beautiful place.
Listen, I used to make so much scratch, that means money. At 19, I had a Lincoln Town Car. I was getting custom-made suits at Silverman's at the mall. Man, I actually had hair then, too. I mean, Joe Ciro taught me so much. But I got to tell you, there was nothing more exhilarating making it work. And at the end of the night, sitting there with him and others and having dinner, you felt like you really did something, you know? Mm-hmm. What would you tell people to never really order out unless? What's the hardest thing, in your opinion, to be good at? And you're pretty much good at anything, but what's tough out there for restaurants to make?
That's an unfair question.
Okay.
Because, you know, people specialize, like Harry's. You go out to Harry's for fried fish.
That's what they do good.
That's what they do best. You know, you go to, Jerry's because of their steak salads.
The best.
Okay? You go to Eaton Park, hopefully because of their breakfast. Or what's that place? I can't think of it, down by the river.
Mario's?
No, the little stop.
Oh, Pit Stop.
Yeah, the Pit Stop. You know, they have great breakfast.
What are you, like, been tailing me or something? I know, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard issue.
But listen, my man Bruce Reed, and I love the man, Bruce Reed, he understood what his dad did with Jerry's, and he carried on that tradition. There is not a better place. You got the car cruise in New Brighton on Saturday. You can go right down there. That place has been untouched by the hands of time, and the quality is incredible.
It's still good.
All right, last thing, and I gotta let you go.
Go ahead.
We're running out of video. Been here a long night. We're doing everything in your garden left over from your garden, produce, this Sunday.
Okay.
Coons, cooking. Could have done a step pepper soup like I just had, vegetable soup. You and I grew up in an era where everybody had gardens. My dad had tomatoes literally in the hallway, staked into the hallway. Everywhere you looked, there were tomatoes. Do you miss some of that? And if so, what were some of the great things that you were making back then when you reaped the harvest and you got all of the produce in?
Well, there's a lot of things. The biggest thing I miss, and my dad used to be a foreman down at Teledyne Vasco, is in the spring after the first heavy rain. I mean, I miss things like Swiss chard and fresh lettuce, but we used to go walk along the railroad tracks, him and I, and pick poke.
Poke?
Poke. You ever see those bushes that grow up and have the purple berries on them?
Yeah.
That's poke. And I'll tell you, Rob, whenever that stuff's maybe about 6 inches, 8 inches high, right before the leaves open up, and you cook that and you fry that with a little bit of hot pepper and garlic.
Good.
Oh, it's delicious.
Is that where the song Poke Salad Annie came from? Might have. All right, and one thing is for sure, cucumbers, a little vinegar and oil, it's all good and it's healthy for you.
Little
too.
sour cream, little fresh dill, a little bit of onion.
This is what you get at the club at Shadow Lakes, the area's top chef, each and every time you sit down to dine. And get out the napkin, folks, because you're going to be staying a while because it's that good. Ladies and gentlemen, back here tomorrow night. In the meantime, have a great rest of your evening from the club at Shadow Lakes.